And I think that's amazing though. You didn't have a traditional, background. You didn't get a computer science degree, etc. You did go the boot camp route, and I'm curious as the head of data engineering, what are your views on that when hiring? Is a degree what you look for when hiring? Is it mainly experience? I mean, I believe we're mainly hiring senior engineers because we're still, of course, we're startup, Series
Yeah.
B. But what is your view in regards to that?
No, I really don't think about degrees hardly at all. To the best, I mean, it's a little easier since we are hiring more senior people that generally we're weighting work history
Yeah,
much more
that doesn't even
heavily. And
matter.
so, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest, I don't think I've even looked at the schools people went to for the people who have, more
Yeah.
than a couple of years of work experience. So yeah, it doesn't cross my mind at all. I think maybe one thing I would say though is like with a lot of the coding boot camps, I think it gives you a start. Like it gives you enough that like you can join a company and provide value because like you do your first job and you're learning too. And so there's like this trade you're doing where like you're learning, but I think I would encourage people who do boot camps to also like make sure they're continuing that educational journey. And so I did a program called Bradfield CS. It used to be located in San Francisco, and now I believe they're just totally
Mhm.
virtual. And like that one was really great because it helped me go back and fill in a lot of like the basic computer science, like nuts and bolts that like you
Mm,
don't go over in a boot camp. So
yeah.
I'm like, that's why I sort of gave that tongue in cheek answer in the beginning of like, I don't have a degree from a university, but I have spent a lot of time trying to build my education around engineering, software
Mhm.
engineering.
Certainly, and I'm 100% sure that helped a lot. Since we're talking about this, when it comes to hiring, I mean, there's a connected team and there's a cloud team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what exactly do you look for any engineers that might be listening to this right now who are interested in Airbyte? Because there's quite a few actually. I'm sure. So no pressure, but people will be watching this video, who are interested in joining, and I'm curious. No pressure at all. What do you look for? Right, not who, but like what is it that you look for in a hiree?
Yeah, one of the fun things about the problem we're solving is that it's a problem. So, like the problem of just moving data, like I want data from point A to move to point B. It is that
Mm-hmm.
most engineers have experienced this in some way, and so it's not like LiveRamp. My previous background was advertising technology, and so it's like that's not like inherently something an engineer has an intuition about. They have to spend all this time learning about this thing. But like for movement of data and the pain
Mm-hmm.
points there, like all engineers who've been in the field for a while have experienced this thing. And so
Yes.
like what I love is like that we bring in engineers who are able to have like really good insights into what direction our product should be going in. And like frankly, the problem we're solving is like near
Mm-hmm.
and dear to their heart. So that's one thing is just like have like experienced
Mm-hmm.
this problem from some angle and are excited about making it better. Um, and then I think the other piece is people looking to really take high ownership of the work that they do. This,
Mm-hmm.
especially being in a startup environment, we rely, the company value is, owning the outcome. And so we rely really heavily on the fact that when someone says, hey, I got this, I'm going to take on this project, that end to end that they will own it. That doesn't mean they have to do it all
Yeah.
themselves, right? Like they should be asking for help when they need it. And sometimes they're going to realize that they're maybe not the right person to work on it. And then making sure that it gets transferred to someone else is important too. But like really that sense of ownership of like, if I say
Communication.
I'm going to do something, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to make sure it gets done one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Do whatever it takes.
Yeah,
Sounds like a startup, but it's
exactly.
true though. I mean,
Exactly.
you have to do what it takes. Everyone has to do what it takes to make this succeed. We're a startup. The direction of what we're doing can change at any moment, but if we're giving our best, I mean, what only good things can happen. No, definitely.